Welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. A few weeks, I found this AI-inspired wreath. Again, it's AI-inspired. Nobody has made it. And I posted it up on my Facebook page and I said, should we do this? So this is the original AI-inspired wreath. If you look at it closely, the ribbon tails are kind of everywhere on the bottom and at the top. But let's make our own version of this wreath. Okay, so for this wreath, we're going to get a little creative and we're going to get out those napkins. You know that I love napkins and I love decoupaging with them. So I'm taking a pick of flowers that we're going to use on this wreath and I'm cutting part of the pick off and we're going to put it through these little white plastic Easter eggs that I bought over at Hobby Lobby. So we're just kind of repurposing. Instead of me using wire, I'm just going to reuse something that I would honestly throw away. So we're recycling here. That's good. So once I get all of the little white eggs all together, then we're going to do the decoupaging with the napkins. Now, if you love to paint. If you find little cute Easter eggs at the store and you want to use those and skip this step, by all means, do that. But I love these napkins. I went to Home Goods the other day. Home Goods, please sponsor me. I love your products. Anyways, that was a cheap shot, I know. But I love the napkins. I think I spent $35 in napkins. So here's the key. You're going to take off all the plies of the napkin. And one of the reasons why I'm using these white eggs is I didn't have to paint them, right? So you're going to get some Mod Podge. This is just a little bit of Mod Podge that I had on hand, probably from Dollar Tree. And you're going to tear your napkin. Remember, one ply of this napkin is all you need. Then you're going to take one of your sticks here and you're going to add a little bit of Mod Podge to it and then add your napkins, a little piece at a time. Now the key here is to get a good layer of Mod Podge, then take your napkin and I'm just going to go back over the napkin with more Mod Podge. So it's a pretty simple step. It is not perfect, but when you use a pattern like this, you can just kind of overlay the torn pieces. Now, if you really, really want to do Mod Podge in a great way, I'm not your girl. But you can watch my friend Veronica's channel and I will put her link down in the description box and she makes amazing Mod Podge. Decoupage doesn't even really describe what she does. She does amazing work. So check her out. But this is what I wanted to do to add a little bit of, something different, something whimsy for this wreath that was inspired by artificial intelligence. So one of the things that we're going to use is from Dollar Tree, which is a foam board piece that you can get there, and this Dollar Tree wreath frame that I had on hand. And so if you have something else to trace, go ahead. But this is what I had. So I'm going to trace this and we are going to cut it out. And I just used some scissors and a straight edge. Now, my cuts for these two ears aren't perfect, and that's okay, all right? So just know that in advance. So I cut these out, both sides of them, and then we're going to get out some fabric that I had on hand. Now, if you want to use more of the napkins, that we could have done like a decoupage with the napkins on this, but I decided I wanted to use fabric. I took my straight edge and tried to kind of smooth my edges too. So that's about it. It's pretty simple and pretty straightforward. Then the next step we're going to do is we're going to get out some fabric. Again, if you want to use something different like scrapbook paper, napkins, go right ahead. Okay, it's really whatever you have on hand. That's what I was using. And I've had this fabric for quite a while. So I cut out my pieces of fabric for both of these little ears. And then we're going to attach the fabric with hot glue on to the back of the ears. Now, these little ears turned out so much better than I had anticipated. And here's a little secret. I was at the Michael's craft store checking out, and I was checking myself out, and I left part of my purchase at Michael's of this foam, like soft foam board. And I was like, okay, I got to do something different because I'm not going back out to get anything. So this is what I came up with, and I'm really happy with it. So I got my glue gun out. Again, all of my supplies you can find on my Amazon storefront or my Walmart storefront. Just check out the description box below. Remember, when you purchase products using my Amazon affiliates and other affiliates for other companies that I work with, this helps me produce more content for you. Because I'll be honest, guys, this wreath was not cheap. I love this wreath, but it was not cheap to make. But that's okay. We're going to do it because I think it turned out beautifully. And maybe you have most of these supplies already on hand. But if not, check out my affiliate links below. So do this to both of your ears, and we will show you the next step, which was super duper fun. And again, we're going to use something from Dollar Tree. So I had two of these beaded wreath forms that I've had from Dollar Tree for a while, and I do know that they still sell them. And you're going to take it apart. You're going to take it apart because we are going to outline our little bunny ear with it. And what's nice about this is that the wire is a very thick wire. So you're just going to take your time. This is not going to, take, 2 minutes, but it's going to take a little bit of time to put this together. So you're just going to kind of keep figuring out how big according to the ears that you make. So you might make smaller ears because you want to do a smaller wreath. But this is where you're going to find the point, make the bend up at the top of the ear, and then I cut the actual wreath frame and then went through the loop of the existing other side with the beads, and then we just wrapped it around. Pretty simple, huh? But this was probably the most nerve-wracking part of the wreath. But look how cute that's going to be. It's so easy to do. So I did it to both sides, and then I was super duper careful with the hot glue. Okay, just be very careful because you don't want the hot glue to show. So I use minimal hot glue here, and then I went back on the back end of it and added a little bit more hot glue where I felt like it might need it. So when I got this done, I have a really cute ear. So you're going to do this for both ears. And once that is all glued and put together, you're going to add a popsicle stick to the back. So as you can see, I'm adding a little bit glue here and there just to make sure that everything stays secure. And we'll do both of these ears the same way. So isn't that cute? I love it. So I took these popsicle sticks and we're simply going to glue them on the back of our ears. We're going to let these set up. And now we're going to make the main part of our wreath. It's going to be super fun. This was the most satisfying part of this project is what I'm going to show you next. Now, if you watched a year ago, I did an Easter wreath tutorial with this wreath frame that I got from Hobby Lobby. You can even see the little, I had, covered all the wire on the back with the other stuff I use. Well, I took everything off and we're going to use that same wreath form for this one. Now, if you want to make a greenery wreath all by yourself, I will leave you a link of another tutorial that I've done in the past, but I wanted to use what I had instead of buying all new products. And if this helps you, I believe these are around 20 bucks at the Hobby Lobby when they're on sale. And I just feel like that's a very good price point for this type of wreath and buying the greenery. So it's already done. So what I'm going to do is these particular flowers came from Michael's. We have flowers from Michael's, a wreath frame from Hobby Lobby, fabric from Hobby Lobby, Dollar Tree items. We've got it all. So what you're going to do is you're going to go through and you're going to cut more of the tips off of your flowers because this one is a wreath that we're going to fill the whole wreath around. So we don't need long stems. So I'm figuring out what the top of my wreath base is. And the first thing I want to do is add these eucalyptus with little purple and pink eucalyptus flowers. And so I cut these first and we're going to go around the whole wreath because this is more of a greenery and this is going to be more of a background to fill in our wreath. All right. So I will try to do my best to leave as many of the products that I used in this project down in the description box below. All right. So it might help you. But again, this is one of those wreaths, if you have a lot of florals you want to use, This is a really good time to use it because there was no rhyme or reason with this. I used so many different colors and had so much fun with it. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start adding our flowers. And I had these flowers came in one bush, the mauve and the white, and then there was a purple one. And I just started making my way around the wreath. And listen, this is the fun part because this is where honestly it doesn't take you a lot of skill. You just have to add flowers to your wreath. And that's why already having this wreath base already made really took a lot of the work out of it. And I want you to be encouraged that you can make this too. Then I started adding my eggs. Now, as you can see, we have two different eggs. One was a blue and one was the pink and the orange. And that's what I really like, this orange daisy in the wreath. And I just felt like it really let everything pop. And so I think one of my favorite things about this wreath is all the colors. And so I felt like in the AI inspired version, they had so many colors, and it's like an Easter egg wreath. And even though it's not all made of Easter eggs, it's like when you have an Easter egg basket, you have all the colors, and it just kind of brings it all together in. So, listen, have fun. This is all you do is you're not really worrying about how the florals are arranging. You want them forward facing as much as you can, and then you're just going to keep filling in. And that's what I did. All the bigger flowers went in first, and then we went with the Easter eggs. And then you're going to see here in a moment, I'm going to add little clusters of little like rosettes and I'm trying to think of what they're called, maybe ranunculus, I think. I'm not sure. But if you know the proper names of some of these flowers I'm using, let me know in the comments, not the description box, but the comments. But I really love these little pops of blue. I think they're so pretty. And so this is where you're going to just let it, start forming, and you can really take on the beauty of this wreath. Was so much fun to watch. I even just watching it over. So you're going to figure out where you want to put your little ears, and I literally am just sticking the popsicle parts into that glue pot I was using. Again, you can get that on Amazon or even Hobby Lobby or Walmart. But now we're going to make a bow. So I chose this little kind of, I think it's called a Swiss dot bow, and we're just going to start with about a 10-inch length in the tail. And I'm doing this in regular time because bows can be difficult for some. And I just want to show you what to do. So then we're going to measure another 10 inches and we're going to make our loops. And we're going to do two 10-inch loops on both sides. That's it. That's all there is to it. Then I'm going to grab a white wire and we're going to put it around the middle. We're going to cut off the end here. I'm going to grab a white wire and we're going to put it around the center of our bow here. Once you get that good and twisted, my particular wire was really thick, so it was a little bit more challenging. You're going to just like fluff out your bows and your loops, and I'm just going to turn the little tails the direction I want, and it's pretty simple to do. You could even get a zip tie out. You guys know how I love my zip ties. So now what we're going to do is we are going to add a little bit of a kind of a center to our wreath or a center to our bow, not our wreath. So I just took the leftover ribbon that I had. This was about it. And I'm going to fold it over. And then we're just going to put a small knot. Now here's the key. Don't pull this too harshly. We want it to have like a nice little knot look in the middle of our bow, but we don't want it to have a tight look. So as you can see, I'm even making it a little bit looser and going around the center of that bow or that ribbon. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that and we're going to wrap that over the middle of the bow here. So you're going to separate your wires, and as you can see, it's going to make a nice little knot on the front of our bow. It looks like we tied it when we didn't, and that's okay. And then I'm just taking my wires and twisting it again to secure it. Then you're just going to cut off those extra ends of bow. We don't need that to show. And then we're going to cut it at an angle on the tails, and we're going to get ready to put this on our wreath. So isn't that cute? Super simple, right? It's not exactly like the AI inspired, but the AI inspired one was a little too perfect if you ask me, and I would love to find a satin ribbon like that that would just be beautiful, but you know, it's AI, it's not real, guys. So you're just going to find the spot where you want to put this. I decided I was going to take this wire because it's very strong wire. I think this was like 20 gauge wire I was using. And we're just going to go find it at the top of the wreath, and I literally just went through the actual wreath frame itself. So that like grapevine wreath frame that this whole wreath was made on originally or manufactured on, that's what we went through. And then you're just going to secure it on the back, and you have a beautiful like garden, I don't know, like a garden inspired Easter wreath. And I think this is super cute. Whether you want to make this whole wreath yourself, I hope that you do, or maybe you just want to take the idea of the little ears that I made or the decoupaging of the little eggs. Either way, I hope you find that this was a neat project. I had a lot of fun making it, and oh my goodness, it's super cute. So do me a favor, if you watch this whole tutorial, leave me an Easter egg in the comments. Either say Easter egg or find it in the emojis. Hopefully it'll be in the emojis. We will see. So I just think that this is super cute. I probably am going to go hang it on my door. I'm going to be honest. I love this wreath. It's just super duper cute. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. We will be back soon with another video. And if you watch the whole thing, leave me an Easter egg in the comments and let me know which one do you like better. You won't hurt my feelings if you say the AI, because I really like the AI version. So we'll see you next week. Bye.